Hi, I'm Maddie. I'm a senior.
My name is Zara, I'm also a senior.
My name's Sydney. And I'm Katie. And we're juniors.
I'm Chike, and I'm a senior.
I'm Justin, and I'm a senior.
I'm Dominic, and I'm a junior.
My parents own a gun. Okay. Guns are good for the community.
Guns are bad because they kill people.
I agree. I think that some people are irresponsible with their guns and they don't lock them up safely.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of the crimes in America, the majority of them, I assume, would involve guns. And they do more harm than good, you know. I don't really hear about guns saving people, only like causing harm and killing people.
Yeah, facts.
I agree.
I agree. I also agree. Yeah.
I think teachers should be armed in classrooms.
Psych. I don't think.
Yeah, I think they should be armed with something, you know, at least like a taser or something like that.
That makes
'Cause,
sense.
you know, because if something happened, they can't like stop a gun. They're not bulletproof.
I just, like, personally, I would feel very unsafe in a classroom where a teacher had a gun, especially with, like, all the accidents of, like, the gun not being locked safely, and so then kids can get into it, and especially, like, if kids are able to, like, access guns in their own home, then, like, why would you put that kid in a situation where he could access it in a classroom?
And also, if it's also dangerous with a kid, it's also dangerous, just as dangerous with the teacher, because it's not really the gun, it's the person who has it. With, like, that'll make the difference of if someone dies.
And, like, what if a teacher isn't trained, like,
Right.
What if they're
They
not
aren't
mentally
trained.
stable?
yeah, or what if, like,
Well,
They're not
I mean, you
mentally
guys acting like they
prepared.
can just
Right, for that
access it at any
situation.
time.
Right.
Like, I mean, of course, it's going to be non-accessible the majority of times. We're going to keep it, like, locked up with a secure lock, and if you open it, you know, you're going to have a lawsuit against you. Not a lawsuit, but like a case
See,
on
but,
why
like,
you opened it. So
a
you
law
can-
case, like, a lawsuit won't prevent people from dying.
Right.
I like what he
But,
said
I mean,
before.
it'll prevent you from just opening it at random.
But a lot of students would figure out where that case is or where that
Right.
gun is and
Yeah.
still get it.
They would try if they wanted to.
I like what he said before with the taser, though. That kind of makes sense.
Or, yeah, you know, or something just to protect us. We need something.
But then the taser can get in the wrong hands.
But definitely not a
But
gun.
it won't be a- don't
It's
have
like
to be a gun.
50-50.
It don't have to be a gun, but, you know, it can be something.
If a teacher had, like, something like that in the classroom, I would not feel safe in a
Still,
classroom.
yeah,
Without
regardless of
facts, I wouldn't feel safe.
I guess.
We wouldn't feel safe with a student having it, so I wouldn't feel safe having it, like if a teacher had it.
I believe there should be gun reform in my country. Okay, can you guys talk about what changes there need to be made? Anyone start?
The size of the firearm. I mean, we got people walking around with full-on machine guns they be using in the army and everything. It's like having fun and doing whatever they want. That's completely dangerous. You can take out hundreds of people with that.
Like the type of guns you can get is like unnecessary. Like you can get like an RPG, like you don't need that. And like it needs to be like harder to like access guns.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
people will think that we have gun laws. They're like, we do have gun laws, but it's still so it's too easy to get guns in.
It's easier to get a gun than a car.
No,
Yeah,
actually.
it's slow, easy.
And, like, I don't think there should be, like, the semi-automatic. Like, okay, you use I don't know guns that well, but, like, you use, like, a shotgun for hunting, fine, like, whatever. But you shouldn't use an automatic gun.
I mean, the guns are only used, in my opinion, only used to, I guess, hunt, because some people like to hunt, but to defend yourself, too. We don't need big, like, automatic guns to defend ourselves. You know, you shouldn't be getting into gang wars. So if somebody breaks in your home, you can use a pistol, you can take them out, but you don't need a big, like, shotgun or a big, like, what do they use? AR-15.
But there are also always going to be people who want to defend themselves and say that they want a gun, but there are other things that they can defend themselves with, other than a gun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can use pepper spray.
I feel scared to go to school every day. If you disagree, step in the circle, please. What makes you guys feel safe in this school environment?
I feel like the fact that I know a lot of people and that they won't do anything that I take steps to get to know more people and see how they're doing and, you know, improve their day, improve their life. So that's just me taking part in other people and involving myself. So yeah, that's why I feel safe.
I wouldn't say I don't feel safe every day. I would say, especially recently, I haven't felt safe. But before Oxford, I felt pretty safe.
Yeah, I feel like when there's threats, like obviously I'm gonna feel less safe. But when everything like cools down and like if we have like a few days off to like get everything all situated and like almost back to normal, then I feel a little better. So.
And the fact this is a smaller school makes me feel a little bit more safe. Like, was Bloomfield, that's a pretty big school. They just had like a threat today.
Yeah,
So,
it was a lot.
yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't really feel safe at that school. It was huge. I didn't, you know, couldn't trust everybody there. And, you know, the fact that they have multiple lockdowns, it proves my point.
I mean, the fact that it's like really easy to bring something to the school, that doesn't make me feel safe. But I don't know, like how Justin said, our school's kind of small, so I don't feel like something could happen.
Yeah, I don't feel like I don't feel unsafe when I go to school, but I also just don't genuinely think that we're gonna get like shot up, but that's exactly what the other schools thought. So.
I or family member have been affected by gun violence.
My mom's hometown, it happened a few years ago, but like one of her classmates from when she was in high school like went into a school in their district and like he was like an adult and he went into like I think it was an elementary school and like shot people up and she like knew the shooter, so.
When I was younger, I used to live in a different country, and I was like we were kind of affected a lot by gun violence, and like up close too. Like I've been robbed by like armed people, and yeah, I don't know, it's kind of like unnecessary, but it happens a lot in that country, so. I don't know.
Can everyone else step in the circle and talk about that?
I mean, I know it never happened to me or anybody, any family member I know, having a few friends, but you know, it's still a problem that we know is happening. Like, we get like multiple shootings every day in the bad neighborhoods is for no reason. So just because it doesn't apply to me doesn't mean it won't apply to anybody else.
I feel like it has a really large ripple effect too. Like even like you know someone who knows someone who's been affected, right? Kind of.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you're playing with somebody's life when you having a gun.
Literally.
So, and everybody eventually knows everybody. So, yeah, that ripple effect is real.
Yeah, and then to relate to that, it's like also the shooter at Oxford, they had a group chat. So it's like they had someone from each school in that group chat.
I believe that gun violence coincides with mental health.
Are you lost?
I was thinking.
I feel like if you're mentally unstable or if there's something going on at home and you just have like something that's wrong mentally, if you have a gun or something that could potentially put lives in danger, with you being also mentally affected by something, you could possibly not care about what's going on, and you could possibly just like, okay, what's the worst that can happen with me, and just bring a gun to school and start, you know, because that's what I feel like what happened at Oxford is that the kid that shot up the school was like mentally having something wrong with them or was getting bullied. So with that being a factor, I think it's definitely just a big factor depending on what gun violence is really bringing into it.
Yeah, with someone with like a mental illness and with a gun, like they could just like go off the rails at any given moment, and then everyone could be in danger.
I'm pretty sure like all school shooters are mentally ill.
I mean, I agree with that because you just wake up the next day and decide, all right, I'm about to kill a bunch of people. Something's wrong with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get help.
Guns should be banned for all citizens except for law enforcement. Okay, please step in and tell us what you think about that.
Now, we can't ban like all guns for everybody, you know, because there's some dangerous people in the world. I mean, if somebody's gonna break into your home, you know, well, you don't know what they got, so you should be able to protect yourself in your own home. And that's the only reason I think guns happen, or like somebody trying to rob you in your car or something like that. You should be able to protect yourself, but
So they should have them on their body at all times?
No,
in
no,
case
no,
somebody
no.
robs them in their car?
no. I mean, you like have it in your car, have it in your home,
But how would it be secure in your car?
your glove.
I feel like I'm on the wrong side.
Personally, I don't think even law enforcement should have them because, as we saw, a lot of evidence at the Black Lives Matter protest, they would just do whatever they wanted and just completely lose control, even if it was a police officer.
So would you say you believe guns should be banned for everyone?
I mean, I just think that they should be.
If law
Very
enforcement can't have
highly-
it, then who should have it?
I think they
Yeah.
should just highly be trained for it because yeah, like the USA is like the worst police. Like they only train for like 3 months, but in other countries they train for like a year or 2 for it.
I agree with that, but I don't know. I feel like I guess maybe hunting, maybe, but like you could also use like bow and arrow if you really wanted to hunt that bad. So if you really wanted to that bad, but I don't know. I just feel like having a gun in your home is like if you're a police officer or like FBI or something like that, like yeah, you have to have it on you the whole time. Like that's part of your job. You have to have it in your house. But I feel like for personal protection, like there's a point where it's like not needed. Like yeah, maybe have it in your house. But if someone's robbing you, like how are you gonna go down, like go wherever and unlock the safe and like grab the gun that fast?
And also, if you think that you should have a like if you think the glove box is a safe spot for a gun, I mean, there's just been so many like times where someone could be reaching for it and then the competition because they don't care.
Like you shouldn't have.
Or maybe not like your car, but you know, at your home, you should be able to have one.
Yeah, I guess maybe at your home.
Yeah.
But
I feel like in reality, if like everyone didn't have a gun, it'd be like obviously crime rate would go low. But then if someone were to shoot your house or like invade your house, and like they would probably have like a knife, and like that's gonna be way easier to like disarm them. So like, cause like that's how they do in like other countries. Like it's really hard for them to get guns, and then like everyone's out here just like shanking people. And that's like hard, like easier to like deal with.
Yeah, that's how it is in the UK. They use them bats and acid.
I feel like a gun causes like more harm than good. So I wouldn't be opposed to it being banned.
I mean, we can't take it away from everybody because You know, so many people have guns, like illegally have guns. They conceal it illegally and do all that stuff. So we just making it super easy for like criminals to just rob people or to do what they want.
I mean, but you can't control everyone. Like, yeah, you make it illegal for people to drive if they don't have a license, but still people drive if they don't have a license. Like, there's a lot of things that people do that go that law enforcement can't like do everything. So, but if you just make like now the general population doesn't drive until they have a license. So if you make a law, then the majority won't follow the law.
And then also, if you say, but if we do put a ban on guns, then people will always try to find a way to still get it. So then, if anything, it would just be more chaotic. So I genuinely just think that there should just be a stricter law to get guns.
North Farmington isn't doing enough for our safety. If you agree, please step in.
Alright, the reason I was about to step in was because I remember when somebody brought a gun and then they didn't really let nobody know. So, you know, I like to know if somebody had a gun in our school, but they just kept it on the down low, tried to
Yeah,
handle it
because that would
themselves.
cause panic. Like then all these parents are gonna come pick their kid up. Everyone's gonna go crazy. Like that would cause more panic.
Yeah, it was.
I kind of
I know, but if we like do something more stricter
Yeah.
or something
They
like
didn't
that.
even put nothing in lockdown though. They could
No,
say
they
it was
just
on lockdown.
kept it going. Like
Yeah.
we never like he had a gun. He brought a gun to school. We didn't know his intentions. Like if something were to pop off,
Mhm.
then we wouldn't know. Like if we were more stricter about that policy or stuff in like that in general, then something like that wouldn't have happened. But now that we don't know, but we still figured out that someone brought a gun to school, it's still like, what did we do? Like, what are our policies? Like, why are they not strict enough? So if people were to do it again, because we still didn't do anything about that situation, we still don't know if it's going to happen again. So
Yeah,
that's what my
they should
point
like.
is.
I'm not saying they shouldn't tell. I'm saying they shouldn't be like, hey parents, just to let you know, there's a kid in school with a gun right now. Like if they say that,
Right, that
everyone's
still
gonna
would
go
be
crazy.
really awkward.
I'm
right?
saying like they should be like, I don't know, maybe like the next week or something after it calms down, be like there was an incident with a student and a gun, but we handled it and there's no harm. Like say that.
Right.
Be transparent about what happens.
I know I'm not the question asker, but what do you guys think about metal detectors?
I don't got a problem.
I don't have a problem with that. Like, if we have metal detectors, that would still, like, no, that would eliminate just everything that possibly could be harmful to the school, period.
I mean, that's what Henderhand said, but then you could just open up any door and they could slip it in.
No, like, actually, because we have too many doors.
But
I see the reason why people don't want metal detectors because they're saying that like if we have it, it just makes the environment feel unsafe.
right.
But it's like it's better than not having them because they actually serve a purpose instead of trying to make the environment feel safe even though it's like not safe. So I think that it wouldn't be bad if we got them. That's just me.
I feel like there needs to be laws. Like first, there needs to be more help for mental health because like that's like I mean I wouldn't say that's a cause, but that's a big issue. And like more resources and more awareness, and then stricter control laws.
Yeah, I mean, you can just go to Walmart or Dunham's, buy a gun, and just walk out. So there needs to be more precaution.
So like background checks.
Yeah,
Yes.
background checks, more steps to getting the gun.
I feel like it shouldn't be that fast of a process.
Yeah,
Right.
it's
Yeah.
so fast to buy a gun, and then I feel like if we made stricter things to stop people from getting a gun, I feel like that would eliminate most of the problems that we have with guns.
Right.